Alright guys, so I was going to make this one video of going to get the engine and kind of the thought process behind getting what we got and all that good stuff, but it was like super long. It was going to be like over an hour long, which is crazy. I mean, nobody's going to watch that, right? So I figured there was some good footage and some good information, so why not, make it a separate video. But anyway, just kind of wanted to preface it with, we picked this up a couple days ago. We've done some work to this guy right now, and so if you're on the fence about like you need one of these Coyote engines, or you're kind of looking around and seeing what the options are, I just had to go through it all, with the Mustang and everything, because the engine was blown up in it, and there's a couple different things. There's obviously you can get a new engine like I did. You can get a reman, which is really expensive for whatever reason, or you can piece together like a Franken Coyote with the Gen 3 block and Gen 2 heads. It just depends on kind of your own situation, but if you're looking around, these do still exist. I had done some research, and everything that I found online said that Ford had actually discontinued the Gen 2 engines. You couldn't get them anymore. You couldn't get new stuff, no blocks, nothing, which is false. It is definitely not online. If you try to go put in your VIN and look it up, you'll get a part number that's been discontinued. You can't find it, but this is the part number for this engine for the 2015 through 17 Mustangs. I assume they have one for the F-150s. Unfortunately, I don't know that one. So if you're looking for an F-150, this is going to be for Mustang stuff. I think the cams are different. Anyway, here nor there. It's got some good info if you're in the market for a Coyote engine in any facet. So hopefully this might save you some time and help you make a decision a little bit quicker. So, if you're interested, great, keep watching. If not, bounce out. I'll see you on the next one. But let's get in it. Alright guys, hopping in the truck here, and we're going to go pick up the motor. Taking a little quick lunch break at work. I'm going to go snag this thing, make sure it is indeed the Gen 2 Coyote engine that we are looking for, and then if so, we will put it in the back, and then the next time I see you, we'll be taking a peek at it, whether that's in the back of the truck or at home. So welcome back to the channel. Let's go get this engine. All right guys, you saw me in the truck leaving to go check this thing out. Oh, let me clean his lenses off. All right guys, so you saw me a little bit earlier going to check this thing out to go pick it up, and it looks right. It looks correct for our use here, and that right there is the single most expensive piece of cardboard that I've ever come into possession of. So I will let you know the backstory on that, and why I had to tarp it and all that stuff. So let's get it unpacked, unboxed. I'm gonna go store this piece of cardboard someplace safe, and then I'll be back. I had told you guys that that was the most expensive cardboard box I'd ever come into possession of, and I never really told you why. Most expensive piece of cardboard I've ever come into contact with. I had to cover it up because it was going to rain. It actually did rain on it. But to get my core charge back from Ford, it has to be in that box with those part numbers on it, or they won't give me the core charge back. So that's a $1,500 piece of cardboard. And obviously it goes with the pallet out front that the old engine's sitting on. So it's crazy. That is worth, that old box, $1,500. Well, there it is, ladies and gents. Brand new 5-liter from Ford, 0 miles on it. Now, we could have gone a couple of different ways with sourcing an engine for this guy. We could have done, sourced a bunch of different parts and heads and cams and all this stuff, and kind of built our own Frankenstein Coyote. But this has a, you know, limited, it's either a 2-year or 3-year unlimited mile warranty. And it wasn't that much more than doing, you know, all of the rest of the stuff, right? So there really was no point. Let me set you guys up so I can kind of give you the rundown. You know, of what was going to be the, you know, kind of what was I going to do with this thing, right? So there was a couple options, right? Either A, before I knew this existed, was buy a used engine from like an LKQ or a junkyard or somebody on Facebook, or reman, right? Those are the two options as far as like already assembled engines. Sorry about the noise across the street, they're doing whatever they're doing. But anyway, that was the two options for like drop it in, you know, do oil pump gears and whatnot. Was, you know, used or used like from a company, LKQ, or used from like Facebook. Really, you know, you could get a little bit cheaper on Facebook, maybe $4,500, $5,000 for an engine. But that was kind of the low end, and it was coming out of a wrecked car. Obviously no warranty. You know, if you got it and then it rod knocked 2 days later, you're kind of SOL. So to me, that was kind of out when you're spending that kind of money. Next thing was, you know, LKQ, which was $5,500 plus shipping plus tax. All in, you were looking at around $6,500, depending on where you got it from, the mileage, all that stuff. So say you wanted a lower mileage engine, you know, somewhere in like the 50 to 80,000 mile range, you were $6,500 plus tax. Higher mileage, you know, over 120,000 miles, you could get them for like $5,400. But again, very limited warranty, 6 months or 6,000 miles. So it's kind of just guaranteed to start and run when you first got it, right? And then you kind of, you know, from what I understand, LKQ is sometimes kind of weird honoring those warranties and blah, blah, blah. So third option was reman engines. Called a couple places. Most people didn't deal with the Coyotes. Fraser, who builds engines for Ford's reman like side of things, they had them. They were $7,500 plus $600 to ship it. So you're looking at $8,100 plus tax to get an engine, right? That was a no-go, obviously, especially when I tell you the price of this thing. Or we could source pieces, parts, and kind of build our own, right? I did find a block for about a little less than $3,000, a Gen 3 block, short block, so it was crank, pistons, all that stuff. We could have used that other head. The driver's side head would have probably been okay, but you know, you never know really. But source a head, source different cams, because doing some research, these cams aren't going to work for us. So that was kind of another wrench that got thrown in the mix of stuff. And then machine shop time and money and all that stuff, it was going to be about $5 or $6 grand, probably closer to 6, you know, all said and done. This is a brand new crane engine from Ford, 0 miles. So they call it a service engine, which basically just doesn't have the intake on it. Everything else is there, intake and accessories, so AC, compressor, alternator. Those aren't on it. This was $7 grand plus tax. That was kind of my thought process on going this route. Plus, it's kind of drop-in ready. We're gonna obviously take the front timing cover off and change the oil pump gears, because those oil pump gears, I haven't taken the oil pump off and looked at them, but I just, you know, they had a bunch of metal go through them. Not really gonna risk it, especially in a new engine. So I have new oil pump gears, new timing chain, sprocket, so both billet components right there. And then we did get a new oil cooler. Here it is. I mean, it comes with everything. Thermostat housing, obviously comes with the new harmonic balancer. It even comes with the factory oil cooler, which we won't be using. Dipstick, all your crank sensors, not crank sensors, cam sensors, you know, all that good stuff here, new valve covers. It even comes with the spark plugs. Can you see in there? Yeah, new plugs. So get off me. Comes with everything. I mean, obviously, like I said, other than the water pump pulley, this one's a little tight, but and your AC compressor. Everything else is there. I mean, all your PCV systems, all the goods. So it's pretty complete. And we will have to take this timing cover off so we can do the oil pump gears, but that's no big deal. We'll get this harmonic balancer off, and then you know, do the things. So guys, if you're looking for an engine for one of these things, hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight on what's out there, what's available, what are your options, and kind of what I did and why. So if it helped you out, awesome. Give me a thumbs up, a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.